right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. So let's start it back up. This is Colombia, right? And it says Trump DJT had harsh words for Colombian President Gustavo Petro on Sunday, describing him as a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long. So he's telling him like I'm about to come and take over your spot. And look, the fact that he's even saying that he's a sick man doing all this with cocaine and all, the United States has everything to do with that. The CIA has everything to do with the transporting of illegal narcotics here in Babylon the Great. So the fact that he's sitting up here like trying to play the role of being the righteous, like this country is righteous or something. Like this country would never have that if your systems that you created, Esau, Edom, if the systems y'all created was never corrupt in the first place. All right. But anyway, it says when pressed by a reporter if those comments meant there could be an operation in Colombia in the future, Trump responded, "Sounds good to me." Like what? All right. So let's go to verse Habakkuk 2 and 5 again. It says, "Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. They open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples. But soon their captors will taunt them, right? Because you taking over Venezuela, then you talking about you're about to take Greenland, then you talking about you about to take Colombia, right? What do you think is about to happen? All of these things that you don't think they're gonna come together with one consent and come against you? It's looking like the whole world right now about to turn on Babylon the Great, as the scriptures said, right? Right, let me grab that. So I'm gonna grab this scripture actually. This is Micah 2 and 1. What sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night, thinking up evil plans? You rise at dawn and hurry to carry them out, simply because you have the power to do so. When you want a piece of land, this is in the NLT as well. When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it, right? That's what's happening here. It says, let's keep going down. It says Petro defended his government's track record on combating drug trafficking is a near 700 word post on X, including what he described as the largest cocaine seizure in the world's history. He added, "I am not illegitimate, nor am I a narco. I only have as assets my family and home that I still pay for with my salary." Petro said he has ordered targeted bombings against drug-linked armed groups while adhering to humanitarian law, right? So he's saying that trying to do something about this, but DJT saying like we're going to take over this. They're just using this excuse to take over these people's land, and this is what it's saying in this Micah. It says Micah chapter 2 and 2. When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it, right? When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance. And this is literally what they're doing right here. What he just said. Hold on. What he just said right here. All right. So let's shoot on to Cuba now. It says Trump said Sunday that military intervention was unnecessary in Cuba, a key ally of Venezuela, because it was ready to fall. What? I don't think we need any action, Trump said. It looks like it's going down. So he's basically saying we're not going to even wait for a reply from them. We just going to go in there and do what we got to do. It says, I don't know if they're going to hold out, but Cuba now has no income, he added. They got all their income from Venezuela, from the Venezuelan oil. But it's Secretary of State. So DJT taking this oil from from Venezuela, is taking money out of everybody's pocket. It's taking their livelihood away from them, and that's a sin. Hold on. So this is Iraq chapter 34, 21 through 23. And it says, the bread of the needy is the life of the poor. Whoever deprives them of it is a man of blood. Now we're seeing who's doing it is DJT. The cruel Lord, it says, to take away a neighbor's living is to murder him. To deprive an employee of his wages is to shed blood. When one builds and another tears down, what do they gain but toil, right? So back in this Habakkuk 2, um, let's shoot on to 6. It says, but soon their captors will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves, right? Because, I mean, really think about it. What is going to come to DJT? What is going to come to Babylon the Great by doing this, right? First off, they caused the collapse of all of these civilizations anyway, due to theft and thievery and bribery and extortion and all this other foolishness, right? Let me grab this Micah 2 again. It says, when you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance. But this is what Yahweh says, I will reward your evil with evil. You won't be able to pull your neck out of the noose. You will no longer walk around proudly, for it will be a terrible time. And that's what's coming to Babylon the Great. So all of the people who hear Babylon the Great and don't feel that uneasy feeling, you know what I mean? They just living things, living la vida loca and just living life like it ain't shit popping off right now. They need to be afraid. They need to be highly afraid. All of these countries are neighboring countries that, well, most of them are neighboring countries that DJT is coming after. Like, man, all they got to do is just start up them army, and get on board with bricks, and it'd be, you know what I mean, World War III popping off. It says verse 3, but this is what Yahweh says. I will reward your evil with evil. You won't be able to pull your neck out of the noose. You will no longer walk around proudly, for it will be a terrible time. And that day your enemies will make fun of you by singing this song of despair about you. We are finished, completely ruined. Yahweh has confiscated our land, taking it from us. He has given our fields to those who betrayed us. Others will set your boundaries, then Yahweh's people will have no say in how the land is divided, right? So let's move on back to this Habakkuk 2 in verse 6, right? It says, but soon their captors will taunt them, they will mock them, saying, what sorrows await you thieves, right? Now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion. But how much longer can this go on? Suddenly, your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have, while you stand trembling and helpless, because you have plundered many nations. Now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence, Esau, Edom. Where sorrows awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly, Esau. This is what DJT trying to do. He says, you believe your wealth will be security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger? No. But by the murders you committed, you have shamed your name and fortified your lives. The very stone and the wall cry out against you, and the beams and the ceilings echo the complaint, right? What sorrows awaits you who build cities with money gained through murder and corruption? Has not Yahweh of heaven's armies promised that the wealth of nations will turn to ashes? They work so hard, but all in vain. For as the waters fill the sea, the earth will be filled with an awareness of the glory of Yahweh. Right? What sorrows await you who make your neighbors drunk? You force your cup on them, so you can gloat over their shameful nakedness. And this is all DJT, y'all. So we already know what's about to happen. I didn't even get to all the other ones because we know there's some abominable shit. So with that, I'll give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Shalom, y'all. On to the next one. Just watch what's going on, Akim. Be watchful. Gird up.